In this video, I will be explaining the logic behind the C++ program, which is a simple point-of-sale system designed for a local canteen. This program simulates a basic ordering system where a customer can choose food items from a menu, enter the quantity of each item, order multiple times, and receive the final total bill at checkout. First, we start with declaring our variable. So here I choose integer type for variable choice and quantity, char for variable again to store the customer's response, double for total price to show this decimal precision. Also, we assign string for item to make our code concise and efficient. The main ordering logic begins with a do-while loop. This loop is used because the customer must be able to order at least once before deciding whether to continue. A do-while loop is the best choice here because it executes the code block first before checking the condition. The loop will continue repeating as long as the customer enters Y or Y when asked if they want to order again. Inside the loop, the program first displays the menu. The user is then asked to choose an item by entering a number. That number is stored in the variable choice. This input determines what action the program will take next. To process the customer selection, the program uses a switch statement. A switch statement is ideal in this situation because the menu has a fixed number of possible choices. Instead of writing many if-else statements, a switch statement makes the code cleaner, easier to read, and more organized. Each menu option corresponds to one case. If the customer selects 4, the program proceeds directly to checkout. It prints the final receipt, displays the total amount to be paid, shows a thank you message, and then ends the program using return 0. The program also includes a default case. This handles invalid menu inputs. If the customer enters a number outside the valid menu choices, the program prints an error message. This prevents the program from processing invalid selections. Once a valid item is selected, the next step is quantity input. This second do-while loop is used for input validation. Its purpose is to make sure the customer enters a valid quantity. If the customer enters 0 or a negative number, the program displays an error message and asks again. The loop continues until a positive number is entered. Input validation is important because it prevents illogical or incorrect data from affecting the result. After a valid quantity is after a valid quantity is entered, the program calculates the subtotal. For example, if the customer orders 2 beef rendang, the subtotal is 2 times 75 equals 150. That 150 is then added to the total bill. This allows the program to accumulate multiple orders. After that, the program asks if the customer wants to order again. If the customer enters capital Y or Y, the main loop repeats and the menu is shown again. If the customer enters N or any other character, the loop ends. This is what allows the customer to order multiple items in one transaction. Finally, once the customer is finished ordering, the loop ends and the program prints the final receipt. Its flow is straightforward and practical. First, it displays the menu. Second, it processes the selected item using a switch statement. Third, it validates quantity input. Fourth, it computes and accumulates the total bill. Fifth, it repeats the process if the customer wants to order more. Finally, it prints a total receipt. Overall, this program is a good example of how basic C++ programming concepts can be combined to create a useful real-world application. Thank you.